Hey there guys and girls, welcome back to the HighDef show. Today I wanted to start working on a new series involving BeamNG and automation. I wanted to make some cars all based in the same sort of era and sort of face them off against each other in BeamNG. However, I thought with me building all the cars, it's kind of, I'm not a professional automobile designer, so I thought I'd use the handy feature that comes with automation. In the light campaign, you can set it up to use the AI to generate yourself a car after you've given it a specific market or demographic. From there you just add fixtures and colour. So I thought we'd have a little competition using the AI generator in automation and basically limit the amount of markets available so that it kind of keeps it in one kind of area, sporty and fast. So there's a list I've made of the demographics we'll be using. Each time I make an entry, I'll generate a random number to decide which market that car will be generated around. And after that, I shall put it through 3 different test tracks. That's automation, Road Atlanta and Grand Valley Speedway, because there are versions of those for BeamNG as well as the test track version for automation. How accurate they are to each other, I'm not sure, but it'll definitely be a decent way of comparing them, I think. So the first episode, we're going to be generating the entries. Well, we'll give them a basic design with fixtures, and then we shall put them on all 3 test tracks each. And then the next episode, we shall be driving them around, giving them a kind of a little feel in, just casual driving with traffic. And after we've test driven them and sort of gotten used to them a little bit, we'll be starting with our track runs. So that will be Grand Valley Speedway to begin with, and then the episode after that we'll be doing Road Atlanta, and the episode after that will be the automation test track. So in each episode we'll put all 6 cars to the test, really try and push the most time out of them on the lap and see how they fare. And then after we've tested them all on all the tracks, I'll give them all a score based on their performance. And then I plan to start the next series, which will be basically the same again, but in the 50s, or the next part of the series. This first series will be based all in Gasmea. I should imagine I'll be able to do another series that's based in, say, Arjana or Fruinia, just to see the variation on how the cars are built, because they do get built differently. Gasmea are big, muscly cars, where Fruinia are more small, sporty, light cars. In Gasmea, I intend to do 1946, 1956, and so on every 10 years, and see what the AI generator can throw at us. And hopefully, by the end of it, I'll have a huge library of pretty decent automation cars to drive in BeamNG, which of course I will share. So the first series effectively will have, say, 6 parts, roughly. And then the next series will be the same again with Fruinia or Arjana. I haven't decided yet. So without further ado, let's begin generating some cars, dressing them up and preparing them for battle. Okay, so let's get in and make our entries for the competition. So it will be all 40s cars, all from 1946 to start with. That's the first year available in automation. I shall use the light campaign to generate the cars, since the sandbox doesn't have a car generator, it only has the engine generator. But that's fine, I can just wind through the time in the light campaign. Don't have to sell any vehicles or actually produce anything. I'll just sort of make the car, export it to BeamNG, and then delete the project, because that's all we need it for. So nice little workaround there for the sandbox being without the full car generator at the moment. So yeah, this series will be Gasmea, and we shall use the AI car generator. So we need to find out which of these demographics we are going to be selecting, and it will be out of these here, and it's 18 demographics. These are all the ones that are on the right hand side, so all the sportier driver car kind of demographics, excluding the ones that don't even exist yet, like all of these 6, those 3, and I've excluded all the luxury versions as well, because they're not going to be competitive. They'll be too wallowy and comfortable to drive. So we use a random number generator to generate between 1 and 18 to find out which demographic our first entry is going to be, or is going to be based on. Number 16 is premium budget. So there we are, premium budget, and generate. So now the computer will try and put together the best premium budget car it can randomly. It does randomly generate them different. If you generate again the same trim, the same demographic, it will come up with different cars every time. So it's not just like one for every example. So let's have a look at our car here. Okay, pretty standard looking 40s car, and the markets do look pretty good. Only 120 in premium budget, but that's not really a strong demographic in the 40s, but still, it doesn't really matter. I just want to give it some sort of variation, so we can expect cars from muscle to have really big engines and lots of power, but not such good handling. We can expect cars from maybe premium budget or fun to have, or even pony to have not so much power, but nice handling and decent drivability. So let's dress the car. Okay, so I think that's what it's going to look like. I'm not going to spend too much time on the designs, because on the fixture designs, because that's really not part of the competition. I've equipped the Automation logo badge, since Automation has made this car, and as I will do for all of them. All of the model names will be AIGC, AI Generator Championship, and I'll name the vehicles by the trim, just so we know when we're looking in BeamNG which cars are the ones in the competition quickly. Okay, so this would be called the Fuller. Not going to bother with wipers because they're just a pain to get on straight. They keep sticking up off of the glass and it looks rubbish, so we won't bother with wipers. But everything else seems to be okay, I think. So we'll go with this as our first entry. A quick look at the design stats there. And we're going to run it round 3 different test tracks that we will also be running in BeamNG for reference. Whether they're completely accurate to each other is one thing. It's basically for reference, but we're going to do both with the Automation test track, with Road Atlanta, which in BeamNG has been done by Ewanc, E-W-A-N-C, Ewanc, yeah, and also Grand Valley Speedway, which he also did for BeamNG. Very nice version of it too. Be sure to check those out. I'll put links in the description for those levels. We've got 2 Road Atlantas here. One's a flying and one's a standing start. I think we'll probably go for the standing start, as the Automation and Grand Valley Speedway ones are as well. So we'll go from standing start. So let's run Automation track. That's a 308.53. I'm also going to be noting down the 0 to 100 kilometers or 0 to 62 miles an hour and the quarter mile time. God, that takes ages to do a quarter mile. Wow. Okay, so yeah, be those 2 figures and the times in which they take to go around these tracks. So that's Automation done. Let's do Grand Valley, 3:33.93, and Road Atlanta, so 2 minutes 30.53. Just noticing here with this one, the brakes are just basically non-existent. Got this margin between the grip and the brake power. That's huge. But I really want to try and not interfere with anything that the Automation generator has done. That way it's more fair, I would say. It's just, you know, it's more of a competition about the AI generator. So I'm not going to make the rims bigger so we can fit bigger brakes. We're just going to go with it, see how we get on. Okay, entry number 1 is ready. What a hideous colour, but it's the 40s, so why wouldn't it be? Yeah, just look at the size of those tyres. Tiny little rims. I guess that's part of being the budget part of premium, because they just cost less. Meaning you're going to die quicker because your brakes are a lot smaller. But hey ho, that's the way it's going. Okay, so entry number 2. Let's generate. Pick a number. 3, which is Fun Premium. There we are. Generate us a Fun Premium car, please. So let's have a look. 121.5 in Fun Premium. A little inline 4, not completely little. 78 horsepower. Looks a bit like this. Goodness me. What on earth happened? Now I am going to interfere here because the arches are clipping. I'm just going to see if it will let me pull out the arch a little bit just to clear the tyre. I don't want it to look shabby. It shouldn't make any difference to the vehicle itself. That's better. That will do fine. Right, so I'll try and make it look pretty. Okay, so dressed, named, and ready for testing. Check the brakes on this one. They look like they're not as bad, but they're still pretty shocking. Here are the markets. Here's the design. Okay, ready to export our second entry. Okay, entry number 3 then. Let's generate a car, generate a number 6, which is a muscle car coming right up. Here we are then, 141 in muscle with massive wheel spin. There she is. Already had this body, but it doesn't matter, we can make it look different. Okay, so let's tart it up. Okay, so 167 in muscle, that's pretty good. Not bad at all. Let's have a look at the design. Nice big V8. 90 degree as well, that'll be torquey. Okay, ready to export this wheel spin coupe monster. Again, this must have terrible brakes. Okay, number 4. Okay, so let's generate number 4. Entry number 4, and that is number 1, which is fun budget. So let's have a fun budget car, please. And here it is. Look at that tiny little thing. That should be a good laugh. Look at the size of the wheels. That would be interesting. Let's have a look at the markets. Yep, scores very well across this line here, this column. Getting 127.7 in fun budget, but not as much as we're getting in the even fun premium, but that's because budget categories back then weren't really a thing. They were a market, as you can see. These aren't. These don't open until much later, but yeah, that's alright. It's still interesting to see how it comes out if we specify it to be cheap as possible by selecting the budget category. So I'll just dress it. Okay, so yes, this one's called the Brisk, and it looks a bit like this. And yeah, that will do fine. So let's check the summary. Those are all the stats. Market's still looking great. Okay, 5th entry. Let's generate a number 11, which is convertible sport. There we are. Let's have a convertible sport car, please. Now, will it actually give us a convertible body? Oh, yeah, sort of. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Not very sporty looking, but it's definitely different. Might be a bit weird to design this one, but hey ho. I never tried this body before because it looks a bit weird, but I suppose it's accurate for the time. So it's actually got a 2.8 litre V8 engine in it, so not too bad on the power front, so it's going to be a bit sporty. Is that tyre sticking through? Not quite. Do we need to fiddle with that? Nah, I think that'll be alright. Look at the size of those tyres. They're enormous. That's because they only have 12-inch rims, but the width for a car of this age, that's massive. Okay, so let's dress her up. Okay, so this one's called the Parade. Not really sure why, just because. And we'll look at the markets. Yes, convertible sport 270. That's a brilliant score. And here's a look at the design. And now time to create the 6th and final entry. So let's generate a number. 15 is a GT car. So let's have a GT car then, please. So there we are, 145 in GT it scores. see what we're looking at. Another one of these. This one's got a big V8 and lots of wheel spin. So it is the pick of the draw. I'd rather have something that looked different, but that's the point of this. It's the AI generation. It's basically whatever they think is best at the time. So this is the best GT car that it thought of at the time. So it'd be interesting to see how it compares with the, is it the Fun budget? Fun Premium, I think, was the same body as this. But that's okay. Let me dress it again. Okay, so there's our final entry, the Moonshine, our GT car. So let's go and have a look at the stats. Great scores in GT and GT Premium. Excellent stuff. There's the design stats. Okay, so that's the end of the creation of our entries, all made by the AI car generator. Fixtured up by me very badly, of course, but that's not the point. The point is we are going to be putting these vehicles to the test against their times on their test tracks and against each other, just to see kind of whether one market clearly dominates another or not. But yeah, so I think maybe if I did this in the future I'd have more entries, but just for this first series I'm just going to have 6 entries per category. So hopefully someone will enjoy it. I know I will, at least making it. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this, and I hope to see you in the next episode, which will be test driving all the cars just casually. And then after that we shall start racing them around tracks and really putting them to the test. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next episode. See you later, guys and girls. Bye bye.